Check.
Okay, we now welcome on to the show another special guest is Leicester City goalkeeper and US men's national team goalkeeper as well, Chituru Odunze. Thanks for joining us today, Chituru.
Yeah, my pleasure, my pleasure.
So before we start, we've heard a lot about you from our former guests, and we know that you go by C or Big C. Is that correct?
Yeah, both of them.
Both of them. Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna start out with some quick hitter questions, just like gonna go rapid fire, just run through them, and then just give like as quick of an answer as you can.
I say no more.
All right, Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Allison or Ederson?
Allison.
Kanye West or Jay-Z?
Kanye.
Favorite club that you supported growing up?
Ooh. Arsenal.
English food, Canadian food, or American food?
American food.
Go-to pregame musical artist?
Bob Marley.
Who's the GOAT goalkeeper? And you can't say Van der Sar because I know you idolized him.
Oh, wow. How can you do that? Oh, now I have to think. Go.
We'll come back to it. Favorite American player of all time?
Tim Howard.
Toughest player that you've played against within the Leicester first team?
Jamie Vardy.
What do you have your driver's license? And if so, what car do you drive?
I don't. I've actually failed my test 3 times.
Oh no.
Yo, I feel that. I failed mine when I was back in the day. I failed mine twice.
Yeah.
It's the parallel parking.
See, I'm a good driver, right? I'm a good driver, but it's just situational. You kind of ran a red light.
On the test?
On the test.
Oh no.
On the test.
Jeez, that's no good.
Yeah, for me it was just the parallel parking. I failed that twice.
Yeah.
I am a perfect driver. No failed tests for me. I got through the first time. Luckily,
yeah,
but I had Chuck's mistakes to learn from because Chuck's my older brother. If you can't tell.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I learned from him.
Yeah, I struggled. I've been struggling.
Are you still trying to get it? Like, are you planning on taking another test soon?
Yeah, just once England's out of the lockdown and then they're allowed to do tests again.
Yeah. Interesting. So what's your dream car then? If you like, what is your first car going to be? And what's your dream car? I guess those two.
I mean, save the environment. So anything like hybrid or something like that. So the Lexus cars, they look quite decent. Has to be big enough to fit me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not too fussy about cars, to be honest.
Yeah. Do they have Teslas in England? Are they popular over there?
Not as much. You don't see them as much, but yeah, every now and then you'll see a Tesla.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're pretty popular here. I feel like I see Teslas everywhere.
When I'm back home, Teslas all over the place.
Yeah.
Especially for Chuck, because Chuck lives in California, and that's kind of where I think that's where they produce them, or at least where they used to. So that's probably why.
Yeah. So where's home for you? Like where when you go back home, where do you go to?
That's a good question. My parents, they're living in Calgary, Alberta, in Canada. So when I go back home, that's where I go to. So wherever my parents are is home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you obviously were all over the place throughout your life. You lived in the U.S. You were born in the U.S., lived in Canada, lived in England, now back in England again. Where would you say you kind of most identify with as like your home country?
I mean, of course, being born in America, I'm an American, proudly. And I spent a lot of time in England as like first 10 years of my life. Probably most of it was in England, but I was born to 2 Nigerian parents, so I'd say as much Nigerian as anything else.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I also saw that both your parents are doctors. I feel like that's not really a job that has a lot of like travel involved with it. Like, what caused you guys to be moving around so much?
It was there was an opportunity for my mom. She was working long hours in England, so then there was an opportunity to be working less hours and be around us a bit more, me and my siblings a bit more. So she thought it's better that we move to Canada where she can have this opportunity and not have to sacrifice how much she was making.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So, yeah.
So how old were you guys how old were you rather when you moved to Canada?
I think it would have been the February before the 2014 World Cup. So yeah, February 2014. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have been 11. I would have been 11.
Okay.
Interesting.
11, yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
so
you spent then you moved to Canada, and then you spent that time there, and then you playing for Vancouver, and then from Vancouver, then now you moved over to England. Is that how it went?
That's how it went. Yeah.
So you're obviously both your parents are doctors. I also saw that both your older siblings are in med school. Was there kind of, I don't want to say pressure, but was the expectation for you to also kind of follow in their footsteps and go to med school and go down that route?
I mean, to be honest, I didn't want anything to do with it because my whole family was on that side of that career choice. So, but the academic route was always a big thing because school was always important. Like I always had good grades. Graduated early. I graduated at 16.
Wow.
So, there was a time I was thinking about possibly going to university. We were looking. We were actually looking at Harvard for a bit, but we decided that I'd go to the pro route, and I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
Did you ever go visit any schools, any colleges?
No, I didn't. I didn't go for any visits because I was really young, so I had the gap year available as well, so I didn't really think about it too much.
When did you fully commit to becoming a pro? Was it right before your move to Leicester where that came about and you're like, okay, this is when I'm gonna put all my eggs in this basket, or leading up to that was college on the table?
I mean, I think from the moment I started playing for Chelsea when I was 9, from that moment I was always committed to being a professional, but I didn't want to only focus on that just in case, because anything can happen in football. So I was always prepared. I was always still making sure that my grades are good, but then eventually I ended up at Leicester. So
yeah, can't complain.
So how did your move to Leicester come about in the first place from Vancouver?
So I was playing with Vancouver and the US-17s. We must have had a tournament in England. We had a tournament in England. We played Russia, England, and Brazil, and then a couple months after that, I got contacted saying that Leicester wanted me to come down for a week, for 2 weeks, and see how I did. And I did quite well. And then after that, in the summer, I was on the plane to England.
Was it a tough decision or was it a no-brainer for you? Because I feel like if you were to stay at Whitecaps, your path to the first team probably would have been a little expedited, because it's a little easier to break into, no disrespect to Vancouver, but a little easier to break into the first team there than it is at a club like Leicester, who's now challenging for the Premier League and Champions League spots. Was it a no-brainer for you to go over there?
Yeah, it was always a plan for me to, the Premier League is a league that I've always dreamed of playing in. Everyone watches the Premier League. It looks so competitive. It's just, yeah, it wasn't a quick decision. It wasn't a quick decision, but a lot of pros on the Leicester side.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Growing up, who was your favorite club in the Premier League?
Arsenal, bro.
Is it Arsenal? Did you say that?
Yeah, it was
and from the quick questions.
It was my dad's favorite team, so it was my dad's team. So yeah, it was my team. Hereditary.
Dude, I think the last 4 or 5 people we've had on, their favorite club has been Arsenal.
Everybody loves Arsenal.
Everybody loves them for some reason.
Yeah,
it's funny.
I'll take that over the typical Man United's, Man City's. At least you're not on the bandwagon route.
Yeah,
there's a lot of bandwagon fans.
My house is split up, Man United and Arsenal fans.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'm not a bandwagon Liverpool fan. I've been a Liverpool fan my whole life since I was like 4 years old, ever since I was started watching soccer. But my dad was always a Man United fan growing up. So I kind of feel like that's kind of why I started liking Liverpool, was just because like
Oh, yeah.
Man United was always winning when I'm 20 years old. So they were winning everything when I was a kid watching it. So I kind of wanted like to go the other, the underdog route, if you can even call
Oh,
Liverpool an underdog.
yeah. That's how a lot of people, like, when you're watching it, you just start to become biased to one side, and then eventually it's your team. So
Yeah. So I want to like
yeah, I
back
didn't
up a
have a
little bit.
choice.
Yeah. I want to back up a little bit to your Whitecaps days. We talked about
Mm.
Fonzie a little bit before we started recording, but did you ever meet him or have any interaction with him when you were at the Whitecaps?
Yeah, there was a big group of players that weren't from Vancouver, and we were from cities, provinces outside of BC. So we were normally together. They'd put us into uh, billet families or like homestays. So we'd all be put into different houses, and a bus would come pick us up on the way. So we basically all grew up together. It was a big group of us. So yeah.
Awesome. Do you still talk to him at all?
Yeah, for sure. There's a bunch of group chats that we all keep up with each other, and yeah, we still talk.
Do you have any stories about like what he was like when he was younger, like before he hit the big stage,
I mean,
that you want to share?
he's a, I mean, Alfonso is he's always been been always one of the top players. So he'd go up an age group, absolutely boss it, then go to the next. Absolutely boss it, go up to the next. Absolutely boss it, and then go up to the next. And then by the time, because I'm 2 years younger than him, every single time I try and go up, I'd be going up,
Yeah,
but
you'd be
he'd just be
following him.
flying up. So by the time I was getting to the first team and training with the first team, he was already on his way out. So like, yeah, he's impossible to catch on the field, and just in life it was.
Yeah, we had Chris Richards on earlier, one of our first episodes, and he told us a story about when he played for Dallas, the FC Dallas Academy, and Fonzie was still in the Vancouver Academy, and he said that he was just untouchable. He was just running past everybody. But I mean, it makes sense why he was 15 years old, and he broke into the USL team, was there for not that long, and then right into the first team. I guess it all makes sense.
Yeah,
But
he's rapid.
what a player.
Yeah, what a player.
So
Big congrats to him.
how long have you been like one of the taller guys? You know what I mean? Like how long have you been tall?
Have you always been like the tallest guy on your team?
Yes, I've always been the tallest guy in my grade. I've always been the tallest guy on my team, but it wasn't like super tall until like I'd say 11 to 14. I grew from like, it's gonna sound stupid, but I grew from maybe like say 5'10" ish to 6'4".
Wow.
6'4". It was unbelievable. I couldn't move. I was having so many growing pains. It was unbelievable.
So did goalkeeper kind of choose itself for you because you were always taller, or was that something that you wanted to play?
I feel like with a lot, it's the same story with a lot of goalkeepers, that you eventually just get forced into the net, and then you have a good game, and then it's your position for the rest of the time. Like my older brother and his friends used to always like want to play and like shoot around, and because I'm younger, I'm 6 years younger, they're like, yeah, just go and goal. And then eventually I became quite good at it. So
yeah, I just want to point out we're a very goalkeeper friendly podcast. We've had on quite a few goalies. We had on Stefan, we had on JT Marcinkowski, we had Damian Loss, who you know quite well.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Who else have we had on, Chuck? Any other goalies? I'm trying to think.
Kevin
Silva, who plays for Toronto. He's from our hometown. But yeah, we're a goalkeeper friendly podcast. We put on we like our goalies.
Yeah.
All right, it's kind of switching gears now towards your Leicester career. I'm curious, how would you kind of summarize your career there so far?
I mean, it's been a great learning experience. Like, you come and like you're working in like a high performance environment. You've got some of the best players in the world. You've got the best professionals in the world too. So you see them working hard. You have to be working hard. You have to be on your A game every day. It's been a huge learning experience for me. Like picking brains of players, coaches, it's huge.
Yeah. So you've been training. You're playing with the U18s. I've seen you've made the bench for the U23s. Are you training with the U23s at all, or are you mainly with the 18s for now?
No, I've been with the first team for the majority of the season.
Oh, really?
It's just the with COVID, if you are with if you're with one bubble, one training bubble, you're not allowed to be in a different bubble. So if you're with the first team if you're training with the first team, and then you can't be playing with the 23s or with the 18s, and vice versa. So it's like it's not as easy to train here and play here, train here and play here. So for the majority of the time, I've just been training with the first team.
So you haven't been getting any like game minutes this season as much?
Yeah, not as much. I'd say it's been more of a working year.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what are your goals for this year then, since you can't really be playing games? Like, what are your goals from within training?
I mean, so because I'm around the first team all the time, I'm around the gaffer all the time. So I feel like I just want to keep on making my way up the pecking order and making sure they see me, and making sure that they can really gauge how much I'm getting better, and they can really see me really. So yeah.
How would you compare the keeper training and just like level of play in general from Whitecaps, your time at the Whitecaps, to now over at Leicester?
I mean, I always say it, football is football wherever you are, but I'd say just you can see it's a bit of it's a higher level, and the players probably less margin for error here. So when you mess up, you'll suffer like way quicker, or they'll catch you on your mistakes a little bit more than they would like when I was back at Vancouver. So yeah.
What's Kasper Schmeichel like in training? I'm curious, because obviously he's a Premier League winner. His dad's Peter Schmeichel. I'm sure he's got like so much knowledge and so much to learn from him. Is there like one thing that he's taught you that's kind of stuck with you?
No, it's not just one thing, but if I was going to pick one thing, styling it out, he uses those words a lot. Just if I do something that I wasn't trying to do, say if I was trying to catch a ball, but it bounces to my feet and I pick it up, don't make it look like that wasn't what you're trying to do. Like you just have to style it out. Like there's quite a lot of it. You've got mental things, like small little technical details. He's got all of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely somebody, like a good person to be like just having as a mentor, just learning from, because there's so much knowledge there.
Yeah, he's a perfectionist.
And Danny Ward too. He's the number 2, right? He's been around Premier League, and he was at Liverpool for I think 6 or 7 years. So he's been in top environments too. So I'm sure there's a lot to learn from him as well.
Yeah. He's such a sound guy. He's so composed. He is so composed under every situation. Like it's unbelievable. I've never seen him look worried.
Did he start for the Welsh national team when you guys played against them in November?
Yeah, he did. He started for them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So over in England, what is like takes up a lot of your time outside of soccer, like football and training in general?
I mean, right now, not much. I used to be into basketball, so I used to just go down to the park and play a bit, but all the public parks are closed right now because of lockdown. So really, I'm just in my room. I might study a bit of like another language right now. I'm trying to learn Spanish. So been doing a bit of that. I mean, TikTok started to come into it now. So, but
plug your TikTok. What's your app? Plug your TikTok.
Oh, no.
You don't want anyone checking that out?
Not yet.
So when you play basketball over in England, are you just like, I mean, obviously you're a tall guy, But are you the best one out there? Like, I can't imagine the English.
Come on,
English
dude.
people are good.
England's terrible at basketball. I don't know a single English basketball player.
Watch, if you guys ever have time, watch the Leicester Riders play basketball. They are unbelievable.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
they are levels ahead. They are levels ahead. Like,
interesting.
I went to a
Wait.
bunch of games last year.
So that's the team for that Leicester has. Like, they're a professional team.
They're a professional team in the British Basketball League. They are actually so good. Last year they were unbelievable. Yeah.
Is it all English guys, or do they have like Americans that come over and play?
A lot of Americans. Yeah. They had a guy called Naaman Wright, unbelievable player. Yeah, unbelievable.
Have they ever approached you like saying like, yo, you should switch sports, come play basketball instead?
No. I think it's a bit too late for that. Yeah.
Is that like Leicester City, like the football club? Is that their team, or is it? Because I know like Barcelona has a basketball team, Real Madrid has a basketball team, or is it like an independent thing?
Yeah, it's independent.
Okay.
Yeah. So recently you just got called in. I mean, I guess it was like a couple months ago, but you got called into your first senior camp. You kind of walk us through that experience. Like, what was it like getting that phone call? Where were you? What was your reaction? All that.
I think I was just at home. See, my dad, I think my dad was told earlier and he kept it from me. Like, I think my whole family knew. They kept it from me and just waited for the team to be announced. And then when the team was announced, like, I kind of brushed through it. I didn't even realize like my name was there. And then I was told I was in the team, and then I called my dad, and he was like, "Yeah, I know." And I was like, "What do you mean, you know?" And then I lost it. I didn't know how to react. It was crazy.
How did your dad find out before you did?
I think they sent him an email first. They let him know first. Yeah.
Interesting.
They probably had his like email on like their records, and we're just like, all right, we'll reach out to you first. And,
Before they sent me the confirmation, they let him know first. So yeah.
That's so funny. So Berhalter didn't call you. It was just like an email thing.
Yeah, and then there was like some texts that went out just to congratulate and everything, and then official introductions were at camp. But yeah, the goalkeeper, of course, Aaron Hyde, the goalkeeper coach, he let me know, he congratulated me, and yeah, that was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So who kind of like impressed you the most from that camp? Because that was obviously your first senior camp. Who stood out as like, wow, this is like, I mean, you're with Leicester, first team, obviously, so the level's obviously not that much different, but who was like the most impressive player from that camp?
I mean, all of them were quite impressive to me, if I'm gonna be honest, but Yunus Musa, he's a serious player.
Yeah.
Yunus Musa is a serious player. Like, I didn't know what we were gonna get from him. Like, I've heard a lot about him, but then he's a really good player. Of course, Gio's solid. Weston McKennie and Tyler Adams, they were very good players.
Yeah.
And I could name the whole team, to be honest, but yeah. No,
So
solid. Zach
Zach
and Ethan, Zach and Ethan were great. They were great guys too. Really good.
So what are you doing to make sure that Yunus picks the US and stays with us? So you making sure he's with us?
Weekly notifications. Weekly notifications. Don't worry. Don't worry.
We need that. Yeah, he's a top player.
So
go ahead, Chuck.
I was gonna ask, do you guys have like a group chat still like active from all the guys from the senior camp?
No, they're not. We don't have a group chat still active.
That's active, okay. Because I was gonna say, like, I know recently Pulisic just came out with that GQ cover or that spread or whatever it was. Well, I was gonna ask, like, what were the reactions when the team saw that?
He definitely got clowned.
I'm not sure. I don't think I'll see that.
Yeah, it's not flat. I mean, whatever. It's an interesting shoot, that's for sure.
Oh,
that's for sure. So there's a lot of stuff coming up this summer for the for the national team. Have you had conversations with the staff on where they see you kind of fitting in?
I mean, I guess there's a lot to go. There's not a lot happening. You've got the Gold Cup. You've got, I think, qualifiers. You've got friendlies still to come. You've got, I think, even the Olympics if it goes on.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I hope it goes. I hope it goes on. Can't have no Olympics.
Yeah.
But so that's a lot of different teams. You don't know how it's gonna work. So really, anything can happen. So just fingers crossed. Hopefully, I can get into the team again, doing all I can to get in. So yeah.
Do you have your eyes set on one thing that kind of stands out to you, or is it just wherever you can get your opportunity, you're going to take it?
I mean, if I can get into the qualifiers team, then that's great. But whatever I get, I'm going to work as hard as I would for anything else.
Yep, that's the mentality to have. You can't. I mean, you just got to. You're still what? You're 18 years old. I mean,
18,
for goalies, usually. I mean, the only goalie I can think of that really broke out into the first team from a super young age like that and had a great career was. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty, but the one that sticks out to me was Casillas. I think he started with Real Madrid when he was like 18 or 19. But I mean, it's like goalies and center backs. You want a lot of experience back there, so it's. I mean, it's a grind to get into that starting role.
But I guess the back end of your career lasts a bit longer as well. So
that's true. Yeah. I mean, to talk about your idol, Van der Sar, he didn't join Man United till he was what, 35, 36 years old. Yeah. He was still playing at the top level. So yeah.
What a guy.
Mm-hmm. Tim Howard retired at 40, I think, or around there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Exactly.
He was old.
Yeah. Keepers last forever.
Yeah.
So I know I was doing a little like research onto you. I was looking through like your Instagram and your stories. I saw you performed Otis for your initiation song. What was why Otis? Like, what was the reasoning behind picking that song?
Before you go, I gotta say that was probably one of the best initiation performances I've seen, because you guys got the ad libs and everything going. It was fire.
Yeah, thank you very much. So it was actually so Dennis Giamfi, he plays for he's at Dinamo now. Mm-hmm. So it was his idea actually. He was like, yo, let's do something crazy. Let's just go for it. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, okay, I'll back you whatever you want to do. And he's like, all right, let's do this song. You do the Kanye lyrics, I'll do the Jay-Z stuff. So then he's had me like, I think a week before, because we were told when we were going to have to do it on the Christmas dinner. So a week before, learning all the lyrics off by heart. So I'm just thinking, oh my God, like, and then it was time. We were just like, all right, let's do it. And then we went for it. The guys loved it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was like because it's like you guys were like really into it. You're like moving around and like just having fun with it. Like,
you controlled the stage. Controlled the stage for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I've had quite a few of those. I've had to do quite a few initiations in my life for teams. So yeah, I've had to do it at every single team I've played for, at each age group I've played for them. So yeah.
Would you say that was your best? Was that your best performance?
Yeah, it's up there. It's up there with my best.
It's up there.
It's up there with my best.
So who are like some of your favorite artists then, like for musically?
Oh, see, I mean, all my friends would know I listen to everything. I listen to, you name it, I probably have like a playlist for that genre. But big Kendrick and J. Cole fan, like big into their music. Brent Faiyaz, I do like a bit of Brent Faiyaz. Who else we got? I mean, I told you Bob Marley's
Bob Marley.
That's my pre-game music, just to mellow me out and just calm me down. Yeah, I listen to everything really.
You listen to any UK drill?
Oh, that's what I don't really listen to. No. I'm not a big fan. I like some UK rappers, but like, and musicians, but the drill, I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if it's for me.
Do a lot of
Yeah.
guys listen to that in the like? I don't know about in the locker room, but just like guys from Leicester, do they like that kind of music?
Like every now and then you hear it. Every now and then you hear it, but like, yeah, I'm not too big a fan. You hear more Lil Baby and all of that stuff in the
Yeah,
gym.
it's all the American stuff,
Yeah, the American stuff.
the Atlanta rap.
Yeah.
So I think, I'm pretty sure it was on the US soccer site. It said that you like to make music. Is that like valid to you?
A bit. It is. Actually, it is. I do. My brother's big into music. He's a bit of a musician. So like, just being the younger brother that just wants to like follow in his footsteps, I do just a little bit, but like nothing serious. Just stuff on the side. Like,
What kind of music?
oh, really, I like hip hop, R&B, rap type of stuff. Like, I like that type of stuff. But I'll just be doing all my free time, just like whenever I'm really bored.
Mhm.
Are you rapping or are you making beats?
Um, I've done it. I've done a bit of both. I've been trying to learn how to start like making beats like properly and all of that, but it's difficult. It's difficult. I have
Yeah.
respect for producers. They're doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That it takes a lot of time to learn, just a lot of like trial and error and just going through all that.
Yeah,
Doing that.
100%.
Because I know one of my friends from at school, he like started his own record label, and like from where he was started, like he started freshman year to where he's now, like as a senior, it's like it takes a lot of time to get to like a good spot, you know.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
So for away games, what is like 3 things that you absolutely cannot travel without?
Headphones for sure. I need my headphones. Um, what else? Head. I need my headphones. I'll need a book. I'll need some sort of book for sure. And then, what's the last thing I always need? Not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. On the
Yeah.
spot, I'm not too sure. But headphones and a book are the 2 things I always need.
Are you reading
There's
something
the-
right now?
Yeah, I'm reading the Laws of Power right now, Robert Greene.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, Robert Greene. Is that
Oh no, not the
okay?
goalkeeper.
Okay,
Not the
I was gonna say
goalkeeper.
he's an
No,
American
no.
legend, Robert Greene.
Oh yeah, of course. That can happen to any goalkeeper. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, you
yeah,
can't clown him because you
it
never
can
know.
happen to anybody.
Yeah.
It can happen to anybody.
Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm allowed to. I'm
Yeah.
allowed to take the piss. Oh, I almost forgot. I need your goalkeeper.
I mean, after last season, I don't think I can. I have to say Manuel Neuer.
Yeah.
Manuel Neuer is that last season. Like, he just keeps on showing up.
Yeah.
He keeps on showing up. He's
Yeah, people thought he was
unbelievable.
finished.
Yeah, that was
Nope.
unbelievable season. Every great team needs a great goalkeeper.
That's very true.
Mm.
Very true. All right, I think we're gonna move into Reddit questions now, Chuck, unless you have something else.
I just got one more question I
Okay.
really want to ask. And based on looks, between just looking at us right now, who do you think would score more goals on you in a penalty shootout, me or Will?
What do you want? How is he
Ooh.
supposed to answer that?
I'm sorry, but neither of you guys are scoring.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah,
That's probably
it's
fair.
not happening. It's not happening.
That's probably fair. All right, we posted a little thing on Reddit for some fan questions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we have the first one from I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. He says, "Did you ever get Weston back for slapping you on the back of your head?"
You know what? I didn't actually get him back. I need to.
Yeah, definitely need
Well,
that back.
actually, he turned the video off too early. Yeah.
Of course, he wasn't gonna post the full thing.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is from Steve Hyde for POTUS. He says, "Who are the best players you played with at the U17 World Cup?"
Ooh, Gio, Bucio, Kobe Hernandez, ooh, Daniel Leyva.
And then he also has a second one. And it's how does it feel to be one of the few players from that U17 World Cup team to receive a national team call-up?
I mean, I'm always going to be honored. So it's huge, but there's more of us to come. More of us to come.
Definitely.
This one is from Koskech, and he wants to know, what were your favorite restaurants / spots / places in Vancouver while you were there?
Ooh, that's a good one. You got Cactus Club is a great restaurant. You got Togo Sushi. You've got Asa Sushi. And then yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
So you like sushi?
A bit.
Yeah.
A bit.
I love sushi. Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's all we have for fan questions. Chuck, you got anything else?
Yeah, no, I'm done. Thanks for joining us today, Chituru. We enjoyed having you on, and we're happy we got it to work out.
Yeah, appreciate it. It's great to be on.